A correction from last week's podcast. I spoke at length and greatly mocked Bud Light Organic Hard Seltzer, when in fact, I'm now fairly certain I was referring to Michelob Ultra Organic Hard Seltzer.
I saw an ad for that recently. And I thought, I wonder if that's what Tony was really talking about.
That is, in fact, now, to be clear, Bud Light also has a hard seltzer. I also think it's probably horrible and ridiculous, but it has not gone the step of feeling the need to be organic. So most of the mockery associated with that should rightly fall on Michelob Ultra and not Bud Light. But in general, my shitty beers making shitty seltzers jokes can apply to both.
Does I thought seltzers had like a specific flavor, like lemon or
Yeah, they do.
oh, okay.
So do these.
I see.
It's a big hard seltzer is a big fad right now.
Hmm.
White Claw made it very popular, so now everybody's making them. And they're not terrible. They're just another like, hey, you don't like the taste of alcohol? Here's a different way to drink it that will still get you fucked up.
What do they taste like then? Like
They
flavored?
taste like seltzer with a hint of alcohol.
Oh,
They taste like a malt beverage, but a little more bubblier.
I see. A little more bubblier.
A little more bubblier. Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these is they all kind of have that same malt liquor flavor at the end. We bought some bottled like they were cocktails. So like there was a Moscow Mule one and a Mojito one and all this. And the first taste is very much like those and it's great. And then it just tastes like malt liquor. And I'm like, so um hey William,
Hey Tony,
you remember on Monday when we went to IHOP?
I do recall that.
Remember what we talked about?
No,
Like a bunch of stuff. We talked for like
we
three
did.
hours.
Yeah, we
It
talked a
was
long time.
it was pretty good, right? It was a good conversation.
Sure.
And too bad none of these people will ever know it. If you'd like to know the kind of things we talk about at IHOP, then you should join the Magical Talking Hat Network at the titanium level, which will grant you access to the Magical Pancaking Hat podcast, the only podcast in the world where we record us having breakfast periodically at IHOP. So for just, I don't know, let's say $1,000 a month, you can listen to such great hits as I'll Have the Smoked Sausage and Do You Sell Pancakes in Numbers Less Than 5?
That second one was real. Yep, I asked that question.
That first one was real too. It's just not that funny. Um,
You asked
I
about
did have
smoked sausage?
no, I did. I ordered the smoked sausage.
Oh, but you didn't ask though.
No, I said, well, I may have said, I mean, I ordered. I may have said, can I have, or I may
Oh,
have said, I will have, depending on how elitist I was feeling at the time.
okay.
But the point is, I
But
did order smoked sausage, and
but the
you did ask if the pancakes came in less than 5.
yeah, that was an actual question I asked. Surprising, I'm sure nobody.
Mhm. And he didn't finish them,
No.
and it was a physical effort of will not to finish them for him. I just had a hunch like that would gross him out, so I didn't do it. So, but I was looking at him a lot.
I could have if I could have like beforehand split them in two or something, knowing full well that I wasn't going to be able to eat them all. I could have done that. I should have thought.
It's not like I needed more food.
Okay.
Anyway, this is the kind of stuff that your money will pay for. So, contact me personally to take your money, and we'll make it happen. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Magical Talking Hat podcast, the only podcast in the world that has now declared itself a network at random, even though it only has one show. But we'll make another show if you pay it $1,000 a month. Mostly about pancakes. I'm Tony.
And I'm William, and this is episode 531. Now, here's the thing, though, about our conversation at IHOP, though.
Yes. It was mostly about how much we hate our listeners, so we probably shouldn't share it with them.
No. Without recording, it was a very different conversation, and not just on my part of it. I mean, you're different, too, in conversation when you're not being recorded.
That's because I'm trying less. I won't say not at all, but less to be funny.
Okay, but
because that's the thing. I do think of this to a certain degree as attempting to entertain listeners. And I'm not trying to entertain anybody except you and me when we're sitting in IHOP and occasionally the server.
Okay, so, but I mean, the point being, that's a very different conversation, entirely different than we typically have.
And super worth $1,000 a month. So get on it, people.
I'm just saying, I appreciated the difference myself. I appreciated it very much.
I also appreciate it as a I appreciate it for itself. As a byproduct, I would love to be paid $1,000 a month to do it.
No, but if we recorded that conversation, it would be just 3 hours of this instead, which is different.
Except I will do it secretly and will not tell you because I'm not planning to share the money.
But you'll still know, and we'll still be cracking jokes the whole time, and I'll be like, "Why is he acting like this?" When
no, I can do this. I recently learned I am confident that I am a better actor than Corey Feldman, and he has acted in many things.
Yeah.
So I am sure I can fool you in this. I'll do it. I mean, for $1,000 a month, there is a lot I'm willing to do, including make less jokes and eat more pancakes. I mean, it's not a problem. I can make those sacrifices.
I think, though, even you would feel a little bad recording me without my knowledge.
And I love that you think that. And I want you to keep thinking that.
I'm pretty sure.
I want you to keep thinking that. Of course, I would never do that to you. Contact me privately if you want to arrange something, but I would never. These are all jokes. I would, of course, never do that for $1,000 a month. Even just one subscriber, I would not do it. If you guys want to, a bunch of you want to do it, then even then I would not. Maybe more often. For those of you just joining us, the pancake thing is a separate deal. It's a different product. We're working on putting that together. I am not telling William, so don't tell him. $1,000 a month. Anyway, this podcast, we have a hat. It is magical in that it has its own email address, themagicaltalkinghat@gmail.com. And folks, listeners like yourself, maybe listeners who like pancakes and have some discretionary income, write into that email address, themagicaltalkinghat@gmail.com, with little notes, comments, questions, topics, things like that. The hat magically, all on its own, transmogrifies those emails into little note cards with the information written on them, manifest physically within the hat itself. We, its breakfast-loving servants, draw those note cards out at random, read them on the air, talk about them till we're bored, do that for about an hour. That's the whole show except the part that isn't, which is most of it. So, this week, I've been looking into the McElroy brothers. You know the McElroy brothers?
Maybe. I don't know.
I hate them.
Well, but who are they?
They are three brothers, Justin McElroy, Travis McElroy, and Griffin McElroy. It's spelled McElroy, but it's pronounced McElroy for some reason. I believe they're from West Virginia. They're podcasters.
Okay.
They're podcasters much like us. And they started a podcast actually 11 months before us called My Brother, and Me, because the three of them are brothers. And now they are hugely, widely, immensely successful. And I hate them for it, because basically they do almost exactly what we do, but just a million times better. Their whole shtick is just people sending them questions and they answer them. But like, they have all the charisma and the improv chops just magically. They have like, I hate them so that like it could so have been us, but it's not. And they are huge. They sell out theaters. They had a TV show for a little while. They have guest starred all over the place. It's spun off into other shows and things. They got their dad involved for a while. And they're just doing what we're doing. They're just doing it better. They have multiple YouTubers who take sections from their podcasts and animate them, which is most of how I'm watching this, because their podcast is like an hour and a half. And it's one of those that it's on YouTube, but it's just like their logo, and then you just listen to the audio for an hour. And I watch my YouTube on my TV, so that's just weird. I tried to listen to an episode once, but this is just like chunks of it that are animated.